Hello guys and welcome to my new video of Python full stack codes for beginners. So let's get started. So in this video, I'll be teaching you guys Python Lambda functions. So guys, I recently saw some of my videos and now I realized that they were way horrible. Half of the time I was not even audible. I'm sorry for my mess, but I'll try to improve it at every step. So guys, I'm going to complete this video real fast because I'm creating it second time. There was some power error. That's why I had to create this video again. So let's get started. So guys, Lambda functions are used to create a function without a name. They're also known as single line functions. You'll see that shortly. We can provide infinite numbers of argument like functions but can only pass one expression. So let's start by creating a simple function. Now we can say define and we can name a function func, pass a parameter number, colon, and we can return the value number to the power 2. So basically this is just a function to square a number. Now we can create a lambda function for the same. Now I can say lambda, pass my parameter which is let's say number, colon, and I can say number to the power 2. So what the difference is that in a lambda function we can pass only one expression, and in a function we can provide infinite number of expressions. By default, lambda function will return a value, and in our case I haven't said anything but it will return. Now in order to call this function, you see that I haven't provided it any name, so how can I even call it? So I have to pass it to a variable like let's say lamb, and after that I can simply print out. So guys, I've just played with the formatting and I'm saying result of made a line breaker, lambda is made a formatter, line breaker, and then function is formatter. Now I'm going to format it, and whatever I'll pass, the first argument will be placed here and the second argument will be placed here. So our first argument should be the result of our lambda function, which is this. So let's pass the lambda function, and we have to pass the parameter for the number which is to be squared, like let's say 2, and I can follow to my second parameter which is function, and I can provide the same parameter like let's say 2. So I am providing two parameters which have their respective two parameters. So quite interesting. So let's try running it. Now it says result of lambda is 4, function is 4. So there's no difference, except then we can only provide one expression, and in a function we can provide infinite number of expressions. Now we can also provide as many parameters as we want in a lambda function. Let's clear it for now and let's pass another parameter like let's say number 2, and we can also assign default values. Like if you remember, we can provide a default value to number, and let me make it 1. Now if I call this function func and if I don't pass any parameter, then the default value of number will be 1 and it will return as the square of 1. So basically I also have to print it because we are just returning the value. Now if I try running it, it says 1. Similarly, I can do with this lambda function. So basically here will be my parameters. So I can provide a default value to my 2, and let's make it 1. I'll say number 1 into number 2. So let me call this lamb function. Now if I only pass the first parameter like let's say it's 8, now if I try running it, now the default value of the second parameter was 1, so it printed out 8. Now we can do a lot more things with lambda functions. So let's try creating something interesting. So what I'll do is I'll just create my function func and with the parameter number, and I can return a value which will be my lambda a into number. So what I'm doing is, this is my function with the parameter number, and I'm returning the value lambda which has a parameter a, and I'm multiplying the a with the parameter number. So this might sound a little bit sophisticated because it did the same to me when I was a beginner, but trust me, when you will see this code, like let's say 2 months from now, then you'll say that this was a piece of cake. Now what can we do after that is we can create an instance of the function, and I can name my variable instance, and I can pass the function here, and let's pass the number 3. This instance will have the value this. Now this instance will be having the value lambda a into 3. So if you remember that we discussed like lambda, this is the parameter, this is a into 3. So now this instance is a function, and whatever value we'll pass into these parameters of this instance will be multiplied by 3 because we have provided the function 3, and we can just print that out. I can say print instance and let's say 4. So basically this will return me 3 into 4. Let's try running it, and it says 3 into 4, which is 12. Now let me explain it again. Now what I am doing here is I'm saying function parameter number, and I'm returning the value lambda a into number. So a is the parameter, I'm returning the value a into number, and basically this whole of this function is in the return. Right now I have created this instance as the instance of function with the parameter 3. So basically its value will be lambda a into 3. So a is the parameter, which is here, and I am returning the value a into 3, which is 4 into 3, which is 12, and I printed that out. Okay, so guys, now it's time for a challenge. So what I want you guys to do is to write a code which creates a lambda function for returning the product of two numbers. Also, you have to take user input for the numbers and then print out the product through the lambda function you created. So basically it's just simple. You just have to create two user inputs for the numbers, and you just have to create a lambda function to return the product, and you just have to print the product. So I'll see you guys after the challenge. Okay, so I hope you guys were able to figure out the challenge. So let's see how can we do that. I can simply say a comma b, which will be my user input, and I can say so what I'm saying is I'm just declaring two variables at a time, and I'm saying input integer, enter the first number, int integer, enter the second number. So it's just declaring two variables at the same time. You have discussed this so many times in the past videos, you must remember it by now. It's just a bit lengthy statement, but it's the same. Now after that, let's create a lambda function, and let's create the variable name, let's say product, and I can pass the lambda function as lambda, and I can name my parameter like let's say number 1, number 2, because we want to return the product, and I can return number 1 into number 2. So very easy. Now let's try printing them out. So I'm just formatting them. I'm saying product of the first user input, and second user input is the product through our lambda function. So I can simply format it, and I can pass the first parameter, which is a, second parameter, which is b, third parameter, which is product of both of them, which is a comma b. So this product a comma b will have the value the product of the user input which the user provided. So basically we have passed 3 parameters, and one of them have 2 parameters. Kind of weird, but nice. Let's try running it. It says enter the first number. Let's enter the number 50, second number 50, and it must be 2500, and it says product of 50 and 50 is 2500. Yeah, very easy. Let's run it again. Enter the first number. Let's make it 40. Enter the second number, and let's make it 90. It must be 3600, and it says product of 40 and 90 is 3600. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But before that, subscribe and share.